I rip.
Rip?
Yeah.
I'm on the go, I gotta go, hop in the four, straight out the Porsche, into a Porsche. You get the money and spend it in stores. I multiply the money by fours, gotta get more. Running the course, dodging the course. Pray to the Lord, I don't go to the morgue. Tomorrow not promised, so celebrate more. Sorry, can't talk, I'm on the road. Green light, I'm on the go. More life, gotta get more. Whoa, whoa, yeah. I'm on the go, I'm on the go. I'm on the go. Been there before, I'm on the grind and it's evident. I can't waste time anymore.
YouTube? What's up? We are back. No, I am back. I have been gone. Where have I been? I haven't been nowhere in particular, but I have not been able to record. I have not been able to record my sessions, and thus I have lacked the amount of content that I have been able to put out to you guys. And I apologize. But we have solved that problem. How, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. We got us a memory card. So, now I have more space. I can record and I can upload more vlogs. Alright, update folks. So, went to Kings and Cards. They had one full table, but they didn't have a second table going just yet. They were starting it. People was on a wait list. I didn't want to be one of the ones waiting, so I just went ahead and headed on over to Prime because I wanted to get into action. I don't have much time. Anyway, so we get to Prime, and man, the worst session I've had. So we buy in for $250, and immediately, or not immediately, but within the first orbit, we get dealt ace jack of diamonds, and we open up this hand to $20, and we get like 5 collars, I believe. Flop comes out deuce 4 7 1 diamond. I think I was under the gun. I go ahead and c-bet. I bet out for 60, and next to act raises. So I bet out for 60. Next to act raises to one. I think it was 130, I believe. And as soon as he put out the raise chips, one guy acted out of turn and just snapped all in for 200. Before the guy before him can even, act. So the guy before him folds, and the guy goes all in. And so now I'm left with the decision. Typically, this is a spot where I'm just gonna fold, but for whatever strange reason, I decided that I wanted to gamble and made the call. So essentially, we're all in with that hand, 250, and of course, I say it immediately. Someone has a set of sevens. Who has a set of sevens? And of course, the original raiser, or not the original raiser, but the guy who raised me, says he does. So other guy had a set of 4s, so they had set over set, and I was just the free money coming along for the ride, hoping to suck out on a runner opportunity, either for the wheel or for a diamond flush. But that didn't happen, so we reload for 300. Come back in for 300, and then immediately and the small blind.
I want to take this opportunity. If you guys like that hand breakdown and want me to continue to do edits like that, please say so in the comments.
Just a couple hands. I get ace king offsuit. Go ahead and raise it up. After it limps around to me, it's about 8 limpers. I raise it up to 25 to go, and we get 5 callers. Flop comes out queen, 10, king, 2 clubs. I have the king of clubs. Go ahead and c-bet 45. The same guy who had the set of 7s just ships all in. He's probably about a little over 1,000 at this point effective. He just ships all in. Everybody folds. Back to me. And I'm just dumbfounded. Polarized. It screams out ace jack. It screams out the ace high with the flush draw. Or pair with ace high flush. Pair with an ace of clubs. Or pair with a jack of clubs. I never played with this dude. We literally just sat down. Apparently he was the one winning at the table because he had all the chips. So I don't know. I just felt like it'll be too tight of a fold. I ended up making the call. And yeah, he has ace jack. Board runs out smooth for him. I mean, we get a king on the river, but that doesn't really matter. So we rebuy, come in, last 200. And a couple hands go by. Oh, by the way, he cashes out immediately after that hand. Like, he's out of here. He goes. So he's gone. He leaves. So like an orbit goes around, and now we get pocket queens on the button. Once again, it limps around, and I open up to 25, and we get 3 callers. 3 callers on 25. Board comes out jack 5 king. Jack 5 king. Flop comes out jack 5 king. Single suit rainbow. Jack 5 king rainbow. And it checks around. Typically I would c-bet this flop, but with the king being out there, I felt like the king was a lot better for a couple of these guys' ranges rather than me. I'm not really sure what my frequency of c-bet should be here. And then aside from the fact that I've been stacked twice already. So, I mean, once I c-bet this flop, I don't really see myself folding. And at this time, I had just added on to my last 60. So, yeah, I wasn't really planning to fold. So I checked, and, for pot control. And the queen of clubs comes on the turn. We hit a set. On that set, it checks over to the guy in lay position who decides he wants to lead out on this card. He bets 45. After a $45 bet, I am never folding a set. Not the way the hand play. He can easily have 2 pair. Could easily have a straight, of course. But on the river, there's just too many scare cards to come on a river that I feel like we'll be over folding with our stack size. And I go ahead and just make the jam. I go ahead and jam all in. We're either getting worse to call, or we can get or better's gonna call. I mean, I don't think it's a situation where he was ever folding or I was folding. Doesn't really matter what either of us have. The queen of clubs was definitely an action card. It made brought the flush draw on board, and it completed some straights, but also brought some straight draws on board. So it just was a lot going on where, you know, folding wasn't really in the interest of either me or that player, unless he had like a jack 10. You know, I guess jack 10 folds. So the river is at 8 of clubs, no help for us. I was told the dealer to pair the board. He didn't listen to me. So ultimately, we are out. He ended up turning what is a straight for 9-10 offsuit. So yeah, we got dominated by 2 straights today in a set. So not good for us. We literally probably played 5 hands besides the ones that we folded. Nah, we probably played a couple, maybe about 12 hands this session. I'd say maybe about 12. So on to the next. We're back to ground zero, and yeah, I'm not really sure how much better this day could have played out. I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you guys think? I feel like the ace jack hand for sure. Obviously, I could have, you know, I should have folded that. That was just giving away money. But everything else after that, I don't know. Seemed like standard coolers. What do you think about the ace king hand? I mean, are you ever folding? I mean, who folds that hand? Like, who's folding? I don't know. Sorry. Passing by the popo. So, like I was saying, once you switch over to Omaha, the dynamics of the game changes. As soon as there's, you know, anywhere close to $100 in the pot, depending on the players, you can very well find yourself stuck in a $500 situation you probably don't really want to be in. So it's just not one of those games that are fun to play. It's not fun for me to play, at least. You know, I don't enjoy setting my bankroll on fire. So gonna avoid, you know, round of each or one hands. I'd rather just do all Omaha or do you know, all Hold'em. You know what I'm saying? So if they do have it, I may just go ahead and play anyways if the game looks good. But yep, so we're gonna go into that session. I'm gonna check in with you after, and then we'll see what happens. If there's no game going on there, then we're gonna head back on over to Prime and get it in. We have, you know,
2 weeks later.
Yo, what's up? Hey, I know. I've been gone for a minute. But look, for those of you that don't know, this is my youngest son, Arlo. Look, I'm back, and been grinding, but we haven't been playing our best game. I'm going to elaborate in just a second. I'm going to elaborate on that. I'll be back. All right, so update on the 10K challenge. Let me scoot on over here because I'm about to post the graph up right here. So look, check this out. Basically, we are down. If you're curious on specific amounts, go ahead and hit me up. Otherwise, just look at the graph. We're down. We need to come up. So, we played about 19 sessions. To be honest, most of the sessions started out good. We're having what my buddy Greg will call up tilt. So basically what's happening is in a lot of the sessions I am winning early, and I don't know if you guys when you play, do you know how you feel about winning early in sessions. Another thing is, you know, we originally set some guidelines to this, and part of the guidelines were to book wins, not losses. And I know that sounds pretty obvious, but what I mean is that even if, for example, I had a session where I sat down and in the first orbit I tripled my buy-in. Those are moments where, although we don't want to look like a hit and run, we don't want to be labeled as a hit and run, for the purposes of building and having a successful bankroll, we have to take those wins. Swings happen, variance happens, and anything is possible while grinding. So a lot of times what's hurting me is that I'm staying in the games entirely too long. Case in point, the session back at Prime where we grinded for almost 5 hours, or a little over 5 hours, should I say, and we ended up booking a negative, a big negative loss there. So it's very important to recognize those situations. Oh, and in that session, I was brought back from the dead twice. Yes, I recovered twice in that session and still blow it all away. So just needed to take a mental break and kind of think about some things, reanalyze some things. So like I was saying, I had downloaded this program on my laptop to edit, and it was going super slow. So we're just back to doing a phone edits for now. I'll get a new laptop at some point and, put out the high quality stuff at a later date. I plan on getting a new camera, new laptop. All of that is in store in the future, but also I got to know that it's worth it. So if you're watching this, please subscribe, like. So I know that I should. This is something that I should continue to do. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna continue to put in sessions. We're gonna continue to grind. But ultimately, this challenge is a forever challenge. People keep asking, like, when do you stop? Well, I'm not stopping.
Off this wave.
Yo. All right, so look. We are back in action. I know we're down, but look, can't keep a player down for long. I'm trying to tell you, man. They don't call me Mr. Never Fold for nothing. We getting ready to run this up. We're about to run this up, all right? One bullet, we're gonna run it up. I'm not playing. We're patient. We're gonna wait. We're gonna be like a cobra. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna lurk, scout our prey, and then when the time is right, we're gonna attack. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go.
So as you can see at this stage, we are currently up about, sorry I got cut off there, but the table is pretty good. It's a full table. The table, everyone has over 600, and there's a couple of guys on the table who has a lot of chips and aren't, they're pretty much the fish at the table, should I say. So we have a few sharks that are definitely looking to eat those fishies up and get more chips. I am one of them, and I really am hoping to get into some good situations with these guys.
No, let him get the pot right real quick.
What happens next is unreal.
Yeah. Go ahead. Here, I'll move out.
Good, very good. Very good.
Oh yeah, ace is king.
No, you're not. No. Your hand is pretty much dead. Unless you get runner.